Hey Legacy Builders, welcome back to Mind Your Money. Today I am going to be closing out the very first paycheck budget for February. I'm not sure if the lighting is the best, but please let me know down in the comments if you can see clearly, because it's important that if you're watching the video, you can actually see what's going on and it doesn't look shadowy or a little silly. Alright, so I'm using my 12-month simple budget planner from Mindful Financial Planning. I've been creating my own budget planner since I think 2023. If I'm lying, it's not intentional. It might have been 2022, but it might be 2023. And I created an annual budget workbook. I created a 6-month simple budget workbook, and now I have my 12-month simple budget planner. I've made some revisions over the years to make it a little bit easier. One of the things I really love about this planner right now is that it has a challenge at the end of each set of budget pages. And I did a flip through of this so you can check on my channel. I released it during Vlogmas in December of last year, so 2024. So you can check that out if you'd like to. And February, I don't know. I don't know if my mood is the greatest right now, but I've been having some challenges this February. I'm going to move my candle just in case the camera's trying to focus on that instead of my book. February is just a little bit funny to start off, but we're still going to maintain the discipline and save money where we need to save and get ahead of bills. You can hear my little 1-year-old now, baby, talking in the background or trying to talk. So the first paycheck in February for me is February 7th. I do know that I'm paying Geico every week and not just one time, because we used to use our credit card for this. So even though it was due on the 1st, we're just paying $125 a week. Last week, Friday, which was for me was in January, we paid another $125, and we're going to keep doing that until we can get ahead of it. I did have a no spend on the 2nd of February, the 3rd of February, the 4th of February. Let me check and see. The 5th, there was purchases. The 6th is today when I'm filming, because I get to close out on Thursday because I already know what the paycheck is and what's coming in. But I can't say for certain there will be no spending today yet. But so far, 3 no spend days. Let me see. The 1st was a no spend day too. Hallelujah. So we're going to write no spend. Now, when you're doing a paycheck budget closeout, here are some things or some tips that I can offer you, okay? And this is not financial advice. This is just information and encouragement based on my own personal experience with budgeting for the last 5 years. And the very first thing you should do is know where your money is going and know how much money came in. So add up all of the income that you've earned in the pay period, one day after your last paycheck. For me, it's every Friday. For you, it might be every Tuesday or every other Tuesday. However it is, look at all of the income that came in after the last day of your previous paycheck till the new one. Add up all of that income. It could be interest that you earned on your account. It could be refunds. It could be a random cash gift. Of course, your W-2 income, side income, you sold something, you created something and you made it and you got a dividend off of it, count it, okay? Even if it's in different bank accounts, add up everything. Now that you have your total, then you're going to track and categorize your expenses. So one of the things I like to do in my budget planner is to track everything that from the very first date of my budgeting period. What came in, how much is there, what left the account, where did it go, right? Was it investing? Was it saving? Was I putting gas in the car? Was I buying food for the house? All of that. You want to know how much you spent too, because then you really need to know how much do I have left over to work with, so I can pay bills that are due, so I can celebrate birthdays or events that are happening in this week or the next week, and so I can hit some goals. All right. The third thing that you want to do is review all of your bills, okay? From the current day until the next payday. So if you look at my calendar, and let me zoom in a little bit. On my calendar, I wrote out the first special event. I have a special event. There was an appointment at the dentist. I have a utility bill due here. And then in the next week, just before the next payday, I have 2 more bills due. So I need to decide if I can, with this paycheck, cover all 3 of these or just a portion. And knowing your bills is important because maybe you forgot to write something in. Maybe you forgot to write something down. Maybe you didn't put a note to remind yourself. Like for me, I know Geico is not being paid all at once for me at this time. We're paying it weekly. So that's something I need to know. And then after you review all your bills, then you have to save some money. So when you get to your paycheck budget, you're looking at all of your categories. In my book, I hope this is clear. In my book, I have different buckets, I like to call them. I turn my flash off. Ooh, I hope that's better. Giving is a category. It's a bucket. Savings is a category. Investing is a category. Cash expenses is a category. Bills/expenses, and these are variable expenses, things that could change, that change week to week. And then there are purpose funds. You may know them as sinking funds, but my purpose funds are things that I want to save for that are most important, that are going to happen either quite frequently or maybe semi-annually, and I want to have the money saved ahead of time. So now that you've reviewed all your bills, you tracked all your expenses, you added up all your income, now you find out how much money you have left. Now it's time to allocate the money that you have from your paycheck and from all other income sources, right? And figure out where you're going to save, right? Now, some people include investing with their savings. I think that's a good idea too. You can lump them together and do a budget projection. So not only are you going to look at all of the money you currently have and how much you spent and all of that and create a savings plan, you're also going to project for the next paycheck because you want to be ready ahead of time. So those are the 5 things that I would do, and I currently do on payday. Maybe not in that specific order, but that's what I do. Every time I get paid, I'm going to add up all of the income I earned within the pay period, one day after the last paycheck up until the current one. Track and categorize expenses in the past pay period. You can get an idea of how much you've earned or how much you've spent, so you know how much you should budget and project for the next paycheck. 3, review all your bills, okay? And what is due with their current pay period up until the next one, the day before the next one. Save some money. Don't just pay all your bills and not have anything to save. Even if you have $1 left over, save it. Practice saving what's left over so that you have something for the future. And then 2, do a budget projection for the next one. I hope some of that or all of that was helpful to you. And again, I can't tell if you can see clearly. Oh my goodness, I hope to God that you can. Okay, it looks like you can see clearly. So now that I've gone through that, I hope that this content is helpful. I'm going to share my personal budget for my family right now. So in the last week, we had $1,000 in new income hit our operating account, and we had a total of $7.69 that was just there as a cushion, which is going to be used as my balance forward. So I have 3 sections in the income, or 3 columns in the income section of my budget by paycheck worksheet. Income number 1, income number 2, income number 3. Income number 1 is usually what comes in from my husband. We budget with a portion of his income. Income number 2 would be for me, and we bring anything extra I do, because I don't have W-2 income right now, I would put there. I don't have anything for this first paycheck. And income number 3 is basically everything else that we balance forward. So from the last of January, we were able to keep $7.69 aside, which is more than what we planned. I'm grateful for every cent. And the baby's trying to open and shut her little toy here. And whenever she doesn't get it, she makes that noise. All right, so our total income, I'll do this. I just want to see that you guys can see through my camera lens. $1,007.69. It appears clear. I hope it is clear. So this is our budgeted income for this week. Our expenses are going to equal the same. So we're not going to leave any cent or any dollar behind. My top priority is to build a bills account cushion and save towards our emergency fund. And my reminder, which is usually a scripture, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. We find safety in him. So now we're doing our giving. I'm just going to turn in my little pre-plan to make sure I put all of my numbers in correctly. Because if I don't, we'd be here all day because I will talk. All right, so giving, the actual giving is still $100. And we're just going to give for our tithe this week, nothing to charity, and we're not giving our first fruit just right at this time. And our cushion going forward, 0. Because we need every other cent of this money. I'm actually trying to get ahead of our bills account cushion, and so we're going to need some of that to cover for next week, because I've already projected my next paycheck, right? Because I looked at my spending, I looked at my bills, I reviewed it all, and I said we're going to be short on one of our bills for next week, and so we're going to need that cushion to help us to cover where there's a shortfall. Now, we are starting the Save 300 challenge, which is going towards the emergency fund. And so I split it up here because I wasn't sure that we would actually have the extra money, but we do. So we're going to put $60 and $15, but it's going to the same place. It's just itemized line by line. So $15, $75 going towards our emergency fund. And so the total for our savings bucket is $75. Investing is going to be $35. This is basically fixed for us right now. We're not changing this. And that's that. And I'm investing in my IRA right now. That is a great investment. If you have not started investing via your 401k through your employer, or if you're like us and your employer doesn't offer 401k, get your individual retirement account. I'm telling you, this is not financial advice, but it's just like, it's important. As a person, as a working person, if you're a mother or father, you should be investing for your future. It's just, it's just important. Cash expenses. I do stuff cash in some envelopes for certain categories, especially when it comes to my household. I believe it's important to have cash on you for emergencies, and some of our expenses we need to pay for in cash. And so we're putting $30 into my A5 black binder, which I have named my household binder. And then I'm doing savings challenges to help us with our stock up at the end of the quarter. And so that's going into my A5 brown binder for a total of $60 for cash expenses. Now, bills and expenses. Now, we have a bills-only checking account. We're going to transfer the $680 there. But this is how it's broken down. And these are the bills that are going to come from that account automatically. $475 going towards the mortgage. $125 going to Geico. And our electricity bill was $68.21. So we were over budget, which is good, which is okay. Not that it's good, but it's okay because we have a little bit extra to put towards the cushion. And that's going to be $11.79 instead of $20, which we planned because our electricity bill was a little bit higher. And I did budget to pay $5 towards credit card number 2, which is my business credit card. But I overspent somewhere because I forgot what my budget was when I was on the road, and I'll talk to you about that just now. So like the $5 is going to be in the bills account, and we're going to just pay the credit card number 2 from there. I don't know if you needed that explanation, but I kind of have to tell myself so I can remember what we're doing. So food. I did go shopping already, and I spent $16.06 at Stop and Shop. And so we still have a remaining balance, but I had to move money around because I made an error. I bought gas when I didn't budget for gas. I didn't need the gas, but I had to go to the dentist. I had to take my son to the dentist, and the dentist is not very close to us. Like, it's a good 45-minute drive from where we live. And so I said, I know we're at half tank, but I don't like it going below half. So I just put a little tap up. I said $12 will do, right? It'll get me like close to full, so I wouldn't, But I forgot. I didn't remember that I didn't budget for gas. So anyway, I didn't need it, but I did need it at the same time for my own peace of mind. So I put $12 of gas in the car that, gave us a little top up. And I didn't spend anything in household, and I didn't put anything aside for Valentine's Day other than the cash that we've already put aside for our children. Hi, babe. So for food, we have $45.69 left behind. I did not spend any more than $16.06. So this is what we have left over. And so that's what I have to spend from until the next payday. If you haven't been here before, this is a low budget for a family of 6. But I'll explain to you a little bit of our dynamic right now. My oldest son, he is not currently with us all in the house. So he is with his father, his bio dad. My baby girl, who just turned 1, 2 of our sons. Okay, we're together with me and my husband, and so we are on a fixed budget. My husband is not eating carbs right now, so a lot of his food consists of things like bulgur wheat, quinoa, a lot of vegetables, and so we're trying our best. And it's not easy because vegetables and those things, and we want to eat really healthy, it's expensive. But our other children, like, they're in their picky stage right now. A lot of what we eat, sandwiches, things like that, we already stocked up on meat. So we're really good on all of our protein, but then we'll need a few things, like we'll need to get bread, and we'll need to get some snacks, and we'll need to get milk, and all of that is going to have to fit in this budget because we're working on building our emergency fund, and we're paying down debt as much as we can. And we're putting extra in our mortgage category because we have to save to get ahead of it. Right now, this is a really saving season. And so if you have to make sacrifices right now, if you feel like you're not getting to do or buy all of the things that you really like, you're not alone, and you can do it because it is not forever. It's for a short period of time. And just so grind your teeth and get out there and do what you need to do. And I'm supporting you if you're watching, even if you don't comment. I'm with you. So let me add up our bills and expenses because I didn't total that up on my pre-plan, and we have $475 for mortgage. This should equal $680, all the bills anyway, because we're going to just transfer that over and then pay the bills from that account. There we go. So that's $680, and then $45.69 for groceries, $5 for the credit card, and $12 I spent on gas, which is $742.69. So we are over our budget for bills and expenses, and that's okay. I'm sorry I made that mistake. Purpose funds is not getting anything, so that's that. All right, so let me add up each bucket and make sure that is going to total the $1,007.69. So we're going to add 35, then 60, then 75, then 100. I'm at $1,012.69. Oh, this. Oh, I know why. So we're going to have to white out this credit card number 2 for $5 and then adjust my total. And so my baby is in my arms. So if my hands look a little awkward, that's why. And she's putting her hair in the frame. There she is. Oops. That is messy, child. Okay. I know. Mommy's getting to it. I'm getting to it. Sound like Harpo. Okay, so this is 0, and the total is $742.69 minus 5, $737.69. All right, the total is $737.69. So that's it. And we add those up now. We should be at our zero-based budget. Every dollar was given an assignment down to the last penny, y'all. There we go. $1,769. And I like to break down my budget by percentages for 3 categories: giving, savings, and investing, just in case you haven't been here before. So giving is probably a little under 10% because of the change. Yeah, 9.9. We've been trending 9.9 for the past few weeks. Savings is 75 divided into the income we used, and that's 7.4%. Ooh, I hope I did that right. 75 divided by 1,769, multiplied by 100 to get the percentage. Investing is 35, 3.4%. I could technically give myself 3.5, but we'll say 3.4% for investing. And that's how I like to break down my budget. That is a part of my payday routine, making sure I give, save, and invest, and then make sure all the bills that need to be paid are getting paid. We are planning on getting ahead of this. We are building a cushion. We did add a little bit of money, even though that $5 credit card payment is coming from this $11.79. We still have a little more than $6 left over in our bills account, not including the cushion we currently already have in there, which I don't know yet because I'm recording on my phone. So that's it. I'm just thankful for that. My baby is pulling all my son's papers out, and ooh, okay, let the babies have fun. So that is that. And then I am going to, in a separate video, go ahead and project a budget for February 14th for Love Day. So we'll go ahead and do that, and I'll record that in a separate video. I don't need to update my expense tracker just yet. I will do that with you guys in my Wednesday video. But we started off the month pretty strong, I think. We had $42.69 at the start of February. I'm rambling now. I don't know why, but thank you so much for being here for as long as you were. I hope you guys found some enjoyment and some value in today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe before you go, and I will talk to you in the next one. Remember to mind your money, manage it well, and live your lives abundantly. Bye for now.